Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IAS Companion. Today we delve into the intricate fabric of Article 22 of the Indian Constitution, a safeguard against arbitrary arrest and detention. Let's embark on a journey through its provisions, examining the nuances of punitive and preventive detention, and exploring landmark Supreme Court judgments that have shaped our understanding of this fundamental right. 1. Types of detention. Detention, as envisaged by Article 22, can be broadly classified into two categories: punitive and preventive. Punitive detention aims to punish an individual for an offense committed after trial and conviction in a court. On the other hand, preventive detention involves detaining a person without trial or conviction with the aim of preventing future offenses. It is a precautionary measure based on suspicion rather than conclusive evidence. 2. Rights under Article 22. Article 22 delineates the rights conferred upon individuals who are arrested or detained under ordinary law or preventive detention law. Ordinary law, Part 1. Right to be informed of the grounds of arrest. Right to consult and be defended by a legal practitioner. Right to be produced before a magistrate within 24 hours, including journey time. Right to be released after 24 hours unless further detention is authorized by the magistrate. These rights are not available to enemy aliens or persons detained under preventive detention law. Preventive detention law, Part 2. Protection against prolonged detention. The detention cannot exceed 3 months unless an advisory board, consisting of High Court judges, reports sufficient cause for extended detention. Communication of grounds. The grounds of detention should be communicated to the detainee, though certain facts deemed against public interest need not be disclosed. Opportunity for representation. The detainee should be afforded an opportunity to make representations against the detention order. 3. Legislative authority and laws. Article 22 delineates the legislative authority between the Parliament and state legislatures concerning preventive detention. While the Parliament has exclusive authority in certain matters like defense and foreign affairs, both Parliament and state legislatures can concurrently make laws related to the security of a state, public order, and essential supplies and services. 4. Landmark Supreme Court cases. A.K. Gopalan v. State of Madras, 1950. In this case, the Supreme Court held that the protection under Article 22 is available only against arbitrary executive action and not against arbitrary legislative action. This narrow interpretation was later expanded upon in subsequent judgments. Maneka Gandhi v. Union of India, 1978. This case marked a pivotal shift in the interpretation of Article 21 and Article 22. The Supreme Court ruled that the right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 cannot be deprived arbitrarily, including by a law, unless the procedure established by such law is fair, just, and reasonable. This broader interpretation expanded the scope of protection against arbitrary detention. 5. International perspective. It is noteworthy that preventive detention is not a common practice in democratic countries. While it has been sporadically utilized in times of war in countries like Britain, it remains largely absent in the legal frameworks of nations like the United States. However, in India, preventive detention has a long history dating back to the colonial era, and various laws have been enacted to address perceived threats to national security and public order. In conclusion, Article 22 serves as a bulwark against arbitrary arrest and detention, ensuring that the rights and liberties of individuals are protected even in the face of exigencies. As we navigate the complexities of modern governance, it is imperative to strike a balance between the imperatives of national security and the preservation of civil liberties, thereby upholding the democratic ethos enshrined in our Constitution.